training here in Florida. For those that don't know, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I signed up for Guardian training, and I'm going through it here courtesy of the Polk County Sheriff's Department and the graciousness of Sheriff Judd and others who've made it possible for me to attend Guardian training. My name is Ryan Petty. My daughter, Elena, was one of the victims of the Stoneman Douglas tragedy. She was a 14-year-old freshman and lost her life that day in that terrible tragedy. And since then, I have worked to try to find solutions to school violence. Would love to be able to prevent these things from happening, but obviously, in the event that we can't prevent them before they start, we need that last line of defense. And that has been either having a school resource officer on campus, or in the state of Florida now, an armed guardian that's there to protect the lives of students and the staff. And so I'm excited to go through the training. It's something that I've been thinking about doing for a while. I came on last night and talked a little bit about getting prepared for day one. Day one was everything that I thought it would be and a little bit more, and I'll go through some of what we did. One of the things that we did today when we first got in the class, we signed a confidentiality agreement. So there's a whole bunch of things that, of course, I won't be able to talk about, particularly the tactics, what to do in certain scenarios and situations. And I intend to keep that information confidential, because I think that's important to protect the safety and integrity of the protect the integrity of the Guardian program, but also to protect the safety of the students and staff where Guardians are present. So I won't be disclosing tactics and those kinds of things, but I can share my experiences and what I'm learning. I can share a little bit about how I feel about what I'm learning, and so I'll do that today. And so day one was classroom. 8 hours of intensive training. We got a full day of RIGHT training, it's called. And so that's called Racial Intelligence Training and Engagement. And really, it covers a number of things. So one is bias-free policing, de-escalation with emotional and social intelligence, career resiliency and mental health awareness, officer wellness, and we learned about implicit bias and critical thinking, how to avoid blockout. Blockout is where your emotions take over and you get laser focused on the one thing that you're doing, and you miss maybe understanding what's going on, what might be happening right next to you. For example, perhaps there's a parent arguing with a teacher, and you're missing the student walking onto campus with a firearm or a knife, and you're not seeing those things because you're so focused and blocked out. So we spent 8 hours on that today, and I thought it was I learned a lot. We took a pre-test. We spent a lot of time talking about our own issues, what kinds of things are hot button issues for us. I talked a lot about people that get in the left lane when they're driving and either go below the speed limit. That's one of those things that really bothers me. And so those are things that can impact you and sort of how you're feeling that day, and pressures at work and other things can affect how you're feeling. So we talked a lot about that, and I learned a lot. So just a couple of observations there. You got to stop and think before you act. I mean, one of the critical functions of a guardian, guardians are the last line of defense in a lot of cases for the students and staff there. So you've got to really think before you act. You've got to take that 2 to 7 seconds and really understand what it is you're about to do, and how are you feeling that day, and what other things may have impacted you. And so those are some things we spent a lot of time on and talked about and got to know the other guardians. I'm really impressed with the group, and again, I'm not going to share names and anything that would be in any way confidential. But I got to tell you, the class of guardians that I'm going through, phenomenal human beings. They're doing this for the right reason. They're doing this to protect the students and teachers and staff at the schools here in Polk County, and I couldn't be more impressed with both their willingness to jump in and take on this responsibility, but also how eager and earnest they are to learn. So just an impressive group of human beings that are part of this class, and there are a number of really great people. So I'm super impressed. One of the things that surprised me today, this is pretty intense training, and one of the things they asked us to do was to take a 21-day challenge and start thinking about and documenting 3 things every day that you're grateful for, and then at the end of the day, that's in the morning, and then 3 things that you thanked other people for during that day. So I'll try to do that as part of these videos, but today, just to get started, the things I'm grateful for: my wife and family. What a blessing they are to me and my life, and despite what's the tragedy that's befallen our family, I'm grateful for the strength of my family and how resilient that's helped to make me. I'm grateful for our freedoms, for what that means to live here in the United States and be free. And I'm grateful for an opportunity to work on things that I enjoy, both in my professional career and also being able to do this. So I'm very grateful for that. And those are the things today I'm grateful for. Tomorrow we're going to spend 8 hours discussing legal issues. I'm sure it'll be riveting. I'm excited to get in and learn. And tomorrow, when we get through that, I'll jump back on here and tell you what I learned and what I thought about that. But for now, I'll sign off. Again, just a great day of really understanding what it's going to take to be a guardian and the kind of responsibility that these guardians take on. And I couldn't be more impressed with the folks that are part of the Guardian program, and I can't say enough about the training staff here. They're just phenomenal. The trainers here in Polk County are amazing police officers. So grateful to have them leading the course. So anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off, and